Genesis. So, Genesis has been around a while, backed by consensus. And since getting up and running, it's kind of an Ethereum chain that's been used really regularly. Prices always kind of held good value. And to be honest, this is one that looks like it's still could have a good year ahead. Now, before I get into any of that, if you're new here, the spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I actually did videos about on the channel. In each of the videos, I showed myself buying up these coins. These were all cryptos that I thought could do very, very well and make a lot of money, which is obviously why I wanted to buy them. And you can see what they were all worth when I recorded my videos. These are the highs these cryptos hit 16 months on, and these are what your profits would have been if you'd have popped $100 into these coins. So if you'd done it for all of them, you'd have made over 123 grand in that kind of 16-month window. Now, we're in a bull cycle. Altcoin season's around the corner, and if you've got cryptos you're not confident in, have a look at copymycrypto.com. Now, this is the site that I run where I share the coins that I own with my members. And these are all coins that I think are going to be the winners of this cycle. These are coins that I think are going to make good money, like I predicted with Theta and Zilliqa, not least of which Phantom, obviously. And whenever I find a crypto that I think is going to make a lot of money, I jump onto my site, I tell my members about the crypto and the price that I'm going to buy that crypto at. When I sell any of the coins I own, I tell my members the coin that I'm selling and the price. So all my members are in and out of coins at the same price as me, so they make the same profit. If you go onto the site, you'll see some of the profits my members have made. You'll see some of my past successes. These are public record. You can go onto the old videos on this channel and you can verify everything that you see. But read through the site, watch the videos, verify it all. And if you like what you see and you do want to find out the coins I think are going to be the winners this year, all you've got to do to find out about those coins is join up on the site. Now, Genesis. So, been around a while now. Launched back in the summer of 2017. And, did pretty well, to be fair. Hit highs of like $400 or so. In the 2021 cycle, it rallied really well. It hit 1,000. It hit $1,088 in that peak of 2021. And, from bull cycle to bull cycle, that's new all-time high. That's a good sign. Now, this is a collective of aligned projects. It's trying to revolutionize payment infrastructure to make decentralized financial tools accessible and usable for all. The Genesis chain underpins all of this. It's a highly secure, resilient and decentralized Ethereum virtual machine layer 1 network. They have the venture building arm of Genesis Studio and Genesis VC, which is the developer, investor, and incubator of a host of leading decentralized solutions. Now, it was launched under consensus, which should be well known as like the ones behind MetaMask. 2 years later, in 2017, the project won funding and became independent. It launched the Genesis token, or the GNO token, in April that year. The core team is Martin Koppelman, Stefan George, and Dr. Friedrich Ernst. All have very good resumes. You're welcome to look at them. Now, what makes it unique is that they've got that Genesis chain. They've got the governance token for the GNO token is also the governance token for the Genesis DAO, which is an index token for the Genesis ecosystem. And they've got obviously Genesis VC, which incubates, invests in, and supports projects in all early stages. So the relationship between these ventures and the token can take several forms. Either the GNO token is used as directly, or the Genesis token is economically coupled with these project tokens. And we can take a look. Like, you can start exploring the VC, and you can see what their current portfolio is, which is not a bad idea in terms of gives you an idea of where they're at or what they're investing in at the moment. Obviously, this is based upon this is in alphabetical order, so you'll have to have a little scroll through to sort of find which of the more recent projects have they invested in anything in 2025, etc., etc. But you can start getting an idea of what they're sort of diving into. Kintex, peer-to-peer platform that connects users and professional resolvers, bridging liquidity between DeFi and centralized finance. So that's one of the more recent ones. They were early investors in Maker. So you get a good idea of kind of a nice range of the projects that they've built. Or not built, sorry, invested in. So the graph, obviously. So they've actually invested in some of the biggest names in crypto, which is actually a very, very good sign, isn't it? So yeah, that's the Genesis VC. You can have a look at studios. So this is the incubation for and scaling of projects. So they've worked with Metri, they've worked with Circles, which is fair money designed to create a level playing field in today's economy. They've got Genesis HQ, which brings stablecoin powered finance to modern teams. Genesis Pay, Hashi, which is an EVM hash oracle aggregator. They've got some interesting stuff. Now, I'm not hugely bullish on like payment. I've said this a bunch of times. I'm still not of the opinion, as of yet, that we're going to see huge deep diving into by businesses into the decentralized payments realm. Not yet. I think that will come. I really, really do. But at the moment, most systems are DLT. And if you are a business, you do not want your transactions visible. You don't. You don't want your competition to see your transactions. You don't want, really, I mean, they probably don't want the inland revenue seeing their transactions, right? And a DLT is that. So payments, decentralized payment, well, crypto payments, I'm still not there yet. I'm not bullish. I thought, you know, originally in 2016, 2017, that was a big talking point. But actually what was beneficial about it back then is a lot of these projects were fast. You could move money around fast, like Nano, like Dash. And they actually facilitated movement of crypto when we had huge congestion issues with Ethereums and Bitcoins. We don't have that issue anymore. There's so many damn layer 1s and layer 2s. You can send money through any number of chains. Congestion doesn't really have this huge, significant impact on the markets anymore. Not in the same way that it used to. And payments and payment-based cryptos kind of suffered off the back of that. So I'm not bullish on that as an idea. But Genesis itself, the chain and everything else, now that doesn't look bad. You know, they've got lots and lots and lots and lots of projects that they work with directly. And Genesis is like a chain that you can do transactions on regularly. Like it is, and they're working with the biggest of big names. This is a well-established project that has ties. While it is now independent of consensus, it has ties to the biggest company behind the most important wallet in crypto. There is a lot here still to like. Can it get back to its previous highs? I absolutely think it's well within the realms of possibility. All-time high was $1,088. Can it get to four figures again? I think so. In the past year, it has tried to get to 500. It's not, it didn't quite succeed, but we've not hit a parabolic bull cycle yet. Genesis is well established. It's not actually come close to the previous lows of 2019 and 2020, which is a good sign. And don't forget, at points in 2019, 2020, it was like $11. It was sometimes 10 or lower. So it's not come close to those kind of drops. So what can it do this bull cycle? I still think $1,000 could easily be on the cards here. Easily be on the cards. There are certain legacy cryptos that are going to stick around. Genesis is clearly one of them. They have a great VC arm that's been invested in some of the biggest projects in crypto. There's no reason for this not to have continued success moving forward. I suppose the only counter argument to that would be just the sheer volume of new layer ones that are constantly being released adds competition, and technology only improves over time. So chains can be left behind. It's very easy. It can happen, and it happens all the time. But I think with ties to some of the biggest software company in crypto, I think with ties to some of the biggest crypto projects as early investors, their treasury is going to be stacked. I don't think they've got anything to worry about. And I still think $1,000 is a really fair target for this project. Get back into the top 100. Will it get into the top 10? No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll get into the top 20, but it'll get back into the top 100. And it will establish itself there for a while once again, I think. And that's obviously my opinion. I am interested to hear what people think on this. Is anyone thinking that this is going to have an incredible year? Is anyone thinking this is going to do amazingly well? If MetaMask release a coin, do you think that's going to make a difference? Let me know. And look, the channel's really close to 90,000 subscribers, a couple hundred off. All I need to get over that number is you to hit the subscribe button. And if you do that, it would really help the channel. Much, much appreciated. And let me know any crypto that you want reviewed on the channel. Write it in the comments. I always read the comments, guys. And look, we're in a bull cycle. If you're not happy with the coins you own, get onto copymycrypto.com. Read through the site. On there, you'll see some of the profits my members have made. You'll see some of my past successes. You'll see some of my members' testimonials. These are public record. You can go onto the old videos on this channel. You can verify everything that you read, you watch, you see. On the site, I share with my members every single coin I own. These are the cryptos I think are going to be the winners of this cycle. And that's like I predicted with Phantom and all of these. And if you want to find out the cryptos I think are going to be those winners, all you have to do to find out is join up on the site. Every time I find a coin that I think is going to make a lot of money, I jump onto my site. I tell my members about the coin and the price I'm going to buy at. I always tell my members when I'm going to sell one of my coins and the price I'm going to sell at. So my members have no work, make the same profit. Like I said, if you want to know the coins I think are going to be the winners this year, all you have to do to find out is join up, guys. And if you do, I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.